Hello and welcome back to Reservoir Mods. I'm glad you could join me today. I've got something a bit special for you today. It is the Rose V2 by Eden Mods. I absolutely love this tank. I've had this for about 2 to 3 weeks now, and she's a beauty. She's a really nice tank, the best tank I've ever used. This is the brainchild of Andy and Lee from Eden Mods, somewhere down in Englandshire. I mean, I'm from Scotland, so anything south of the border is Englandshire. I do believe the backstory to this is they had a Rose V1 version of this, the very first tank that they built. They put it out and they asked for pros and cons, what could be improved with the tank. They took all these comments on board and they created the Rose V2. Now, as far as I know, I think about the only main issue with the Rose V1 was the 510 pin didn't have an adjustable pin in it. I think that was one of the major things that was changed and is now in the Rose V2. As I say, I never owned a Rose V1, so I don't know myself. But I do know it's a fantastic tank regardless. This is just the best version that they have created, and what a tank it is. I have it sitting here on my MCR 101. She looks gorgeous on there. She looks good on anything, to be honest with you. Box mods, you know, any mod that you have, it will look good on it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it down. We're going to take it apart. I'm going to show you the packaging that came with this. I mean, they left no stone unturned with it, with this tank. The packaging, to the tank, to the way it's created, to the vape, everything about it is just lovely. I can't give them enough kudos for this. It's a really good job, boys. So we'll go down, we'll have a look at it. I'm going to rebuild it for you as well, and we'll take it from there. I'll come back up and I'll give you my final thoughts. Vape on. Right, here we are. This is the box that you receive your Rose V2 in. A nice little presentation box with the logo there and the Rose atomizer from Eden Mods. But the best part is what's inside. You get this lovely presentation box here, and inside you've got your Rose V2 sitting there. You have the base, which I'll get back to later. Your Allen key, take it out just now. Oops. You've got your polycarbonate tank if you want to replace the stainless steel middle section, and you have 2 little pots. In pot 1 you have a spare ceramic. I've already used the other ceramic. You get 2 with this atomizer. There's the spare, and you get spare O-rings and grub screws inside this pot. You have your tank here as it's presented in the box, and you have the Rose on here and the version 2 in the bottom. You'll notice there's 2 pits in the bottom of the tank. This will become apparent in just a moment. You have your air ring here around the bottom and your tank itself. Now, let's start from the bottom. Take off the bottom part. The 510 connector is brass on the bottom there with adjustable pin, and that's the inside right there. That's the bottom of the tank here with the little air hole right there. That's inside. You get positive and negative holes there with the little air hole in the middle. You have your grub screw on this side and a grub screw on this side. The screws kind of go in like that through inside the tank and connect to the coil once you've attached it. I'll show you that. I'll show you this part of the build in just a moment. You have the tank here, which breaks down. And your chimney inside here. It's a nice connection you have with this. Lovely noise comes from that, I like that. It's very snug. Along with this feature here, you can adjust the juice flow, which I will show you in just a moment as I get into the build with the tank. So, if I can move this out of the way, this is the base. Now, what you have here, if I can put this part back on here, I'll just do that now. You have, for building your coils, you can screw your tank onto the base, the base here, which allows it for easy building. It's a lovely little stand with the Rose logo on the front there. If you want to just sit your tank on there, you can do so like so. And then you have this part here on the side, a very handy tool. If you wish to take off this bottom part with your tank, or to tighten up this bottom part of the tank here, you put it in the corresponding holes on the tank. Get this little steel piece that you see, and there's a hole here on the side of the tank. You basically put it straight in there and just turn and tighten. Make it nice and tight, or you can loosen it off to take it off. It's up to you, but the option's there to do that. It makes life really easy for you. A really nice feature that I really appreciate, and I've come in handy a few times, let me tell you. So, let's get into the build. Right, there's the old ceramic that I've been using already with this tank. You can see there's two holes leading through here. I've made a coil, 6 wraps, with using Japanese cotton. And basically what you do, this is how I like to build it. People have got their own versions of how to build this tank. This is how I like to do it. So basically you've got the top of your ceramic there. Put the coils right through the holes, like so. I like to leave the coil just sort of like flush with the top of the ceramic. That's how I like to coil my atomizer. And what you want to do with the bottom is take your clippers, if I can find them, and I'd take it down to about that, on the actually slightly more. You can adjust this this coil later on once it's actually attached into the tank. Now you've got the two holes in there, your positive and your negative. There's the bottom of your tank. Just simply slot those into the holes. Like so. Push the coil down. Get your Allen key, which attaches to your grub screws on the sides, and tighten it up. Do the same with the other side. Voila. Now, this is how I like to build my tanks. You've got, as you can probably see, maybe you can't see actually, I'll just move this out of the way. There is 2 grooves or 2 slots on each side of the ceramic and the tank. What you want to do is push your cotton down into one of the slots. Then you see that, and then double it back up on itself and push it back down inside the same slot. Then take the excess cotton and push it across to the next section. so. Cut off the excess, and then with this excess you push it back over on top of itself again. So it looks something like that on the sides. You don't want any cotton sitting outside that tank. We can adjust the cotton, once we put some juice on the cotton inside here, we can adjust the cotton back so it's not actually infringing on the air hole inside the ceramic and the tank itself. Do the exact same thing with this side of it. We push the cotton down inside the slot, the little slot there, little groove, and then we lift it back over itself again. See if I can do this without getting my hands in the way. Like so. And then down into the next channel. Like so. Cut off the excess. And then flip that back over. Like so. Just a little bit tidying up here and there. So once again, this side's flush, that side's flush. Now inside there it's a bit of a mess, it looks like a mess. We'll get some juice on there. When you put the juice on the cotton, it allows you to mould it how you want it to sit inside the tank. I like to have it nice and clear inside there. I don't like all the cotton sitting all over the place, so I just adjust like that, push it back. Not too hard though, because you don't want to make your cotton all tough and flattened out. Just like that. Very little movement needed here actually. And a bit more juice on there. Like so. Next step, I'm going to put this tank back together. I like to use the polycarbonate, I like to see my juice in my tank, so we'll attach this on here, like so. The bottom section. And fill her with juice. This bottle's about empty, I think. I'm going to have to get in touch with my friend Steve Curtis. He makes fantastic juices. I get a lot of my juice from him. That's about her. I'm just about ran out though. This is the Dragon's Breath. I absolutely love this juice. From Shadow Vapes, Steve Curtis. I'll be talking about his juice some point in the future. So there we are. So you get your chimney inside like that. Your juice is just below the chimney line. Take this off here. And just turn this upside down. Screw her down, like so. Get the air hole free. There she is. And put her on top of the mod. And there she is. So that's it. I think I've covered anything that has to be covered with this tank on the build. You can go to Eden Mods themselves. They're on the Facebook. They have a build of videos on there for you to peruse and do your own builds. Once you've done it once, you can do it a million times and very quickly. So there we have it. That's the Rose V2 by Eden Mods. I hope you've enjoyed this review of the tank itself. I can tell you there's two things going on with the Eden Mods that I know of. One is that they've brought out a stumpy kit for the standard Rose V2, which is just like it sounds. It reduces the size of the tank to, I don't know what size exactly. I've got myself on the list for one of those. It just makes the whole 18350, 18500 mods look a bit more stealthy, which I'm all about that. So I've got myself on the list for that. And I also know that recently they announced that there's going to be a Rose V2S, which is the complete tank. It's just stumpy. It's not like this, it's just a stumpy tank. So that's coming out soon. I don't know how soon it's coming out, to be honest with you. I don't want to speak for them. But I know it's in talks, and whether they've started on this tank yet or not, I don't know. But it's certainly one to look out for, and I think it's one I'm going to invest in myself. I think two Roses in my life I could live with. They're fantastic tanks, and I'm quite happy to add them to the collection. So that's the Rose V2. I hope you've enjoyed this review. I think the next time I'm going to do the review on the MCR 18350. And that'll be the next review, I think. And so, yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.